Hey, sports fans, Larry Eater here. This is Conversations with Larry. We're in the Laren Hall, the global headquarters of RunBlogRun. This is where I do my deep thoughts. This is where I do coffee with Larry. This is where I write. And this is where I get angry. And right now, I'm angry and frustrated. And I'm going to share that with you. For the first time since 2006, NBC TV, the Olympic Network, they spent $5 billion on Paris 2024. They are not the year before the Paris Olympics, 2 months out from the World Championships. They are not, and I repeat this, not showing on terrestrial TV, on their normal TV network, any moments of USATF championships. They're putting it on CNBC. They're putting it on USATFTV.com. They're putting it on Peacock, but they are not putting it on their network. That cuts the audience down by about 80%. Okay. Peacock has a good audience. CNBC has about 4 million viewers out of the 80 million who were watching NBC. It's absolutely embarrassing, and it's taking us back in the sport. We are building towards LA 2028, and the Olympic Network is going to put on America's Got Talent. It's infuriating. USATF needs to answer why. Now, is part of it the LA Grand Prix, where in the second most important event of the entire race, Sha'Carri Richardson, Aaliyah Hobbs, and Mary Jose Talou, none of them were there. And more importantly, those lanes were open. They weren't prepared. USATF was not prepared to have people in those lanes. What is this about? How do you manage this? This is the Olympic sport, and your job in USATF is to get more medals and build interest in the Olympic sport. This takes away from it. It makes it harder for kids to see it, and it makes it harder to identify with the stars. We're busting our chops 365 days a year telling the stories. At the New York Grand Prix, I've been going to events for 40 years. I was limited to 2 media people. One of my people, who's been going for 35 years, was not allowed in. Why? Because they had a plethora of media people, a lot of young filmmakers and photographers that they won't even allow to do things at the USATF Championship. So I'm trying to figure out what planet they're on, what is going on between NBC and USATF, because this is just not good. It's not good for the sport. The USATF team this year will be one of the finest teams I've seen since I began covering the sport in 1980, and I've been watching it since, 72? Those stories could be told. When I asked Robert Griffin, RG3, what he thought, he said track and field is the only true sport. So why are we stepping back from it? What is the issue there? When I asked Michael Johnson on Twitter, Michael, what's the real going on with NBC? He made it quite clear. NBC's not making enough money. The metrics aren't good enough. Why aren't they good enough? Why isn't USATF fixing them? Those are some of the things that need to be done. I love the sport, and there are many people who love the sport. We want to build it. Last year, we had a World Championships. We could have brought people in. We could have given free tickets away to fill up the stadium. We did not. That was a huge opportunity, and I think it cost us. Will we have another World Championships in the U.S.? I find it very doubtful in the future, because I don't think we lived up to what World Athletics wanted us to do. Now, what do we do about showing our sport? There's going to be better coverage outside of the country than there is in the coverage. USATF TV, it's wonderful. It's great streaming, but there's not a lot of people watching it. And you got to pay for it too. So what is this about? Nike is the USATF sponsor. Are you getting the value from your investment of $40+ million a year? It's just amazing to me, the amount of snafus that can go into the sport. This is totally unprofessional, and I want to know when they're going to pull their heads out. This is Larry Eater with RunBlogRun asking you the big question. How do you put a championship on and you're the TV network and you're not showing it on your TV? Big question. Larry Eater, Run Blog Run, Conversations with Larry. See you in Eugene.